Hi, my name is LeVera, and I used to do a lot of informational emails, but Google cut me off because my email list grew from maybe 4 or 5 people to about 235, and then I started to be recognized as spam. So even when I cut the groups down, still I got blocked. So I kept saying I'm going to do a vlog, and I'm shy. It's been 2 years, and then I get these emails. LeVera, when are you going to do your emails again? When are you going to do your vlog again? Or do a vlog. So this is my attempt. I hope I post this because I tried once before. I was so shy, I deleted it. Okay, so now let me concentrate on information about acting. I've done some acting and I had a royalty check to cash. So I took it to a bank near 34th. And so the young lady that looked at it, she looked back up at me and she says, "Oh, so you're an actor?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Oh, okay." And I knew then. I said, "You're an actor too. You want to act?" "Yeah, I do, but you know." And I said, in some cultures, and I understand this, are very traditional. And so she was saying without saying, it's not just about what she wants, but what her family wants for her. Let me tell you something, young lady. You are the only one that has your life to live. Okay? You're going to go either crazy, drinking, drugging. You're going to do stupid stuff if you don't answer your calling. And if God put it on your heart to be an actor, then doggone it, you go and act. And so I gave her resources to act. Say, okay, when you get off work, are you married? You have any children? No. Okay, good. Then take your fanny down to a local theater and get involved. You can volunteer. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Um, just do it. There are 50 billion things you can do with theaters. There's 50 billion theaters here. So, no excuses. Get involved. There are places online like playbill.com. There's Mandy.com. I don't know if Mandy's paid or not, but it used to be free. I do know that. But playbill.com. Oh, and BroadwayWorld.com. Auditionsfree.com. They have information about, most of it is background acting, but that's how I started. Um, let's see what else. Oh, so you can start with Central Casting, NYC, New York City. You can start with Grant Wilfie. You can start with Sylvia Fay. The beauty about Grant Wilfie and Sylvia Fay is that you can do it online. You can sign up for Grant Wilfie tonight and be acting tomorrow. Sylvia Fay and who? Sylvia Fay and Central Casting. They have the free services and they have paid services. Do free. Oh, one time I went to a casting director panel down at Tribeca, and I was seated in the back. I mean, it was standing room only, but they allowed us to sit in the aisles. Fortunately, I found a seat way in the back. So I asked a very famous casting director, um, "Do you have to pay to be an actor?" Let me tell you, this woman that was seated in front of me, beautiful blonde, blue eyes, very glamorous. She turned around and looked at me and looked like this. Do you know it took me? I'm so dumb sometimes. I didn't understand that for years why she did that. But the lady, the famous casting director, said she got so mad. She said, "If anybody wants to charge you, run and report them to Screen Actors Guild, the union." I was like, whoa. I mean, she got so fired up behind that. She says, if they're a legitimate agency, they're already gonna get money if you book a gig, and she's right. Let's say you book a national commercial that pays $60,000. The company that hired you will not only give you a check for your 60,000 minus taxes, but they also have a 10% check commission for your agent. So, but then, oh, and like today, the assessor ride driver, because mom, it's hard for her to get around, and I moved her in with me, so I kind of slowed down. So anyway, I asked the driver, I said, if a career genie granted you 3 wishes, what would it be? Oh, I'd be an actor. As a matter of fact, I'm about to pay $300 for this company. I said, don't do it. You sign up, and I wrote it down for him as he drove us home. I said, Central Casting, no, I don't work for any of these companies, but I always like to give away free information. You can always pay, but if I know a free way to do things, then I do them. You know how it is when you're poor. Anyway, so, or, you make do with what you have, and if you don't have a lot, you'll make a way. So, anyway, so I told the young man, I said, look, when you go home, you contact all 3 companies. He said, oh, I'm going to do that tonight. I said, okay. I said, don't you dare pay that $300. So getting back to the lady at the bank, ran into her a second time. And I said, so did you do anything about, and I wrote down some stuff for her too. I said, did you do anything with it? Oh no, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to stick with banking. I said, you know what? Guess what? It's going to eat you up until you do it. Because that's what you're supposed to do, and you know it, and it's going to haunt you, and you're going to sit back and say, if coulda, woulda, shoulda. And she couldn't say anything, and it was true. So hopefully she sees this video, and she knows who I am, and I know who she is. So maybe I'll make an excuse and go down there and say, here's a video just for you. And then the other young man at another branch, when I brought in a royalty check, they might be $63 or 40 cents, these royalty checks. Anyway, but the the tellers, yeah, I was a teller too. I've been a whole bunch of things. Anyway, the teller recognized it. I said, you want to be an actor? He said, yep. So I gave him information. He says, oh, I know. I said, oh, okay, I shut up. Then there was another young lady. She too. I just knowed it. I knew it. I can spot you actors. Answer your calling. Answer your calling. Yes, yeah, you got to do your daytime job, but when you are off and you don't have children, or your children are with someone safe and someone that you can trust, baby, go out there and pursue your dreams, okay? Oh, what about theater? What about checking out Juilliard's theater? They may need some actors. And think about it. If you're going to do something, do the best. Go for the best if you can, if it's available to you. You're here in New York City, go for it. Why not? Go for college. I don't have any money. There's something called scholarships and grants. I don't know how to do. What you do is you go to the Grants Foundation Center, or it's called the Foundation Center on Old Ship Road. They just moved down there. It's a library full of scholarships and grants. They're only open Monday through Friday, no weekends, so dress comfortably, bring a lunch with you, and your phone and your charger, and for the purposes of taking pictures of the qualifications, and then you do the rest of the work at home, but you get the information there. If you can stand on your head and sing la la la, there's money for you. If you've got a green eye and a pink eye, there's money for you. If you've got gray hair and black hair, there's money for you, because it's just people's way of being nice. Speaking of, I posted on Facebook about free legal help for tenants, people who rent in New York City. This woman responded, I'm sorry, I just don't trust that. I said, okay, no problem. But the 50 billion other people that I've advised that they see Goddard Law Project, they believe it. In Goddard Law Project, I give them their props. And that's when I become a billionaire, millionaire, they're getting a million, because they've saved me from being homeless in New York City. There's so many things we don't know. If you have issues with your landlord, go to Goddard Law Project. They're about the legal stuff, not illegal stuff. They have a free walk-in service from 4 to 6 p.m. every Thursday. They are located at 5100 West 109th and Manhattan Avenue. Let's see, you can catch the B and the C train, get off at 110th and then walk up, or you can catch the 7 and the 116 or the 3, and it's right on the corner of, well, the entrance is West 109th, and then the cross is Manhattan Avenue. Thursdays, 4 to 6 p.m. Anyway, and bring paperwork, Oh, my landlord says I have to move. Okay. Oh, let me tell you. There is a lady in her 80s. Her landlord was trying to put her out. She didn't believe she was rent protected because DHCR told her, oh, you're not rent controlled or you're not rent stabilized. She went to HPD. HPD told her, sorry, you're not rent stabilized, nor are you rent controlled. She went to Goddard. Goddard took that extra step, come to find out she is rent protected. And in fact, her landlords owe her rent. And also, when you find yourself in housing court, there are attorneys there. I've had to fight by myself. There are attorneys there that will help you too. Just do right. Be right, people, or you were wrong, and don't come in there with a bunch of excuses. Tell the truth, shame the devil. They've dealt with 50 billion tenants and landlords, and they will help you. Oh, and then downstairs in 104 at 111 Center Street, there's a nonprofit group. They love their job. They are awesome. They are so awesome. They help you too. Anyway, because I couldn't be homeless here in New York City. Not here. And I had to fight for my pillow. That's another story. Let's just talk about, the good stuff. And now everything is fine, Everything is fine. Everything could always be better, right? Right. All right, moving right along. So, getting back to acting. Okay, so, lady at the bank, I really wanted to address you, especially since I've seen you twice. And I know you want to act. Just do it, baby. Go ahead. You do it, and then if you get in there, you get on stage or you do the background work, then say you don't like it. But at least give it a shot. The young man and the young man from today, you go for it, Oh, I am an actor. I'm going to be an actor. Well, doggone it, you better be. And let's see, acting. Okay, tenants' rights. Oh, coding. Oh my gosh. We got to get into coding, people. There are free resources. The New York Public Library, they have a program, free again, called Tech Connect. Tech Connect. And they have the 101, 10-week free course at various libraries. You choose the one that's closest to you. And then they started 102, it's great. What else? Oh, and then there's W3 schools. You can teach yourself. And in conjunction with, there's a really good course, free also, on coding. And I will leave that link. So if you're going to do W3 school, sometimes it can be boring learning by yourself. So use the video. Use them together. Or you know what you can do? Get together with some friends. Now, hey, if you can get together with friends to party, hey, how you doing? You can get together with friends to learn how to code. That would be great. Just like a book club. And you can find locations where you can all meet together if you don't want to meet in someone's house. For example, There's Signature Theater up top. They even have plugs if you bring your computer, and you should bring a laptop or your phone, and you guys get together. They have security. They do not play down there. They keep it nice, tight, and clean. Or you can meet at some libraries. Just find yourself an area, but see, you got to talk. So you want to find an area where you guys can get together. Now let me tell you, there's a young lady by the name of Felicia. When I was actively trying to learn how to code, of course, I go online. I love learning. I love learning. Anyway, so I go online. I research a lot of stuff. I love reading. And I found a group that will teach you how to code. And it's a huge event. And maybe you meet at Google, or you're going to meet at some fabulous computer company. And then they feed you pizza and you learn in groups, blah, blah, blah. But that was still too fast for me. But I was introduced to a young lady who was one of the sponsors. Her first name was Felicia. What she said was she and her husband, they learned to code. So they wanted to learn how to code with everyone else, with others. So they formed a group. She says it was about 6 of them. And it grew to 3,000. And within those 3,000, they formed companies. And then they're in the stratosphere, man. That reminds me. Khan Academy. Awesome. You want to learn anything. Oh my gosh. My nephew had a problem with learning. And so with the help of Khan Academy, his teacher said it was like a light bulb that turned on. Some children have to be taught a different way. And for example, I taught him the standard regular way of multiplication. He didn't get it. So then I broke it down to actually drawing the sticks, the one line, another line representing 2 times another line and another line. So 2 times 2 equals, and then 4 lines, right? When I did it that way, boom, he got it. Next thing I know, he's multiplying. He can do 33 times 33 in his head. He can do 55 times 55 in his head. And so I wasn't paying attention, but it was so wonderful. Anyway, so then it came to decimal division. Ooh. And I finally broke it. I used to stay with them every weekend. So he just didn't know how. He couldn't even begin. We went to Khan Academy. Khan Academy, that's KHAN academy.org. Anyway, so the videos didn't help him. However, they have pictures, snapshot by snapshot by snapshot, of how the steps are to do it. My nephew did that. It was over. It was over. Just call it a wrap. He got it. And so the next day he went to class and he raised his hand, because he would never raise his hand. I kept telling him, raise your hand. Sure. Anyway, so he finally raised his hand. And his teacher said, And so he told his teacher, I know how to do decimal division. His teacher looked at him sideways and said, come on up to the board. My baby got all of his problems right. Then the following week, he was doing geometry. I said, but you were just doing division, decimal division. He says, yeah. So now we're doing geometry. So I went over his geometry, and I thought I was right and he was wrong. Turns out he was right and I was wrong. He got 100%. Then here, he calls me up, Chia Candy, give me some algebra. This is when he was in the 6th grade. Give me some algebra. I said, okay. So I found a random website. I used to love algebra myself. Used to hate it. Then got a great instructor, loved it. Anyway, so I found a random website, and out of 30 problems, he got 28 right. And the only reason why he didn't get the other 2 right is because it was advanced algebra. And I said, that is so wonderful. And I said, so you're doing algebra now? He said, no, but the teacher announced on Friday that we would start doing algebra next week. So I wanted to get a jump ahead. And because of him, then I wanted to switch careers because I was a college assistant. I was helping PhD students obtain, process their paperwork to obtain their PhDs in psychology. That's not rewarding, but I did love my job now, but not as much as I did when I changed my nephew's way of thinking about school education, that he can get it. And the boy is brilliant because I started thinking, give him a game of Monopoly and he's learning, he will always be the winner, but he doesn't know how to lose, and that's a problem. And I told him, you have to learn how to lose, baby, not just win. You have to learn how to lose. You lose some, you win some. Taught him and his sister how to play chess. He became obsessed with chess. And again, he started at a new school and he was number 2 with chess. But he has a different way, and then the boy can. Oh, anyway. So I'm just saying, if your children need help, please, Khan Academy. And please stay open-minded that your child may not learn one way, and don't leave it up to the school. That's your responsibility as a parent. Oops, sorry. Anyway, but if your child doesn't learn one way, try another way. My nephew is a prime example of that. He couldn't learn like the rest, but you teach him a different way, boom, he's actually brilliant like his sister. But they just both have a different way of approaching and learning, but they're both brilliant. All right, so that's Khan Academy, W3 schools, and I'll find that link for the YouTube channel that I like, that will help you with learning how to code as well. In acting, oh yes, for you parents and guardians who want to get your children into the industry, you can also do that for free. And as long as they're under 18, you do not need professional pictures, okay? And you don't pay either. I've been to some websites where they'll charge you for doing the forms. You can get them free. For example, if you're in New York State, all you do is go to the New York State Department of Labor, and you look under child work permit. It's a work permit in the entertainment or / modeling business. And there's about 5 forms. You download them for free and you print them out. One of the forms you're going to give to the school is going to say, hey, yes, your child is in school. Or if you're under a certain age, you don't need that because you may be a stay-at-home mother. Or if your child is in daycare, you just put that down. Another form is a trust form. You just submit that to your bank. Maybe the trust officer isn't in, but you leave it there. You make an appointment to come back and you pick up the paper. And then there's the form for the doctor. The doctor will say, hey, the child is not a contagion and he's okay to work. Your child is okay to work. And then, let's see, so that's school, that's doctor, the trust. Oh, and then information about you as the parent. And you also send in copies of your ID as well as the child's birth certificate. That's it. If you want me to do the forms, I'm charging you. But you can do it yourself for free. As a matter of fact, get together with friends and do it. Oh yes. And I also want to tell you about wonderful books that my friends have published. Yay! Okay, I mentioned Ceci first because she has an ongoing event at the George Bruce Library on 125th in Harlem, once a month. Now, her next reading of her plays, that will happen on the 21st of March. Ceci's play, 21st of March, 4 p.m., George Bruce Library. she puts on wonderful plays, you know, reading of her plays, and her plays are really something else. I'm going to link one of her videos and her way of thinking and seeing things. She just published her book, Articulation. You can find it on Amazon for $13. Then there's Celeste. And I met Celeste through Ceci. And Celeste does some fabulous stories too, about this, especially about the supernatural. But the way that sister uses her words, uh, mm. and her book is Back Belly Inside. And I will also provide a link for that. Okay, now my camera's saying it's getting full or something like that. So I hope I post this because I've done this before and just deleted it. Okay, I'm going to give it a shot. Thank you. Bye now. Bye now.